to go to Kentucky or something. One and done, that's this team. I guarantee it. Charles Barkley style up here, boy. Oh, my God. You know what this reminds me of? I got a story for
What, Marcellus?
I don't know how y'all did it in Texas, because y'all do it big in high school football in Texas, and you were Mr. All-State high school football player in the state of Texas. Damn, I'm jealous. Here's the thing, though. In L.A., because I don't know if it was because of the gang violence I grew up in the 80s or whatever, but we would play at a high school, our B's or JV team, and then the varsity would play them at night. So we would play them in the daytime. Oh, we going against University High School. Okay. And then our big dogs are going to go against them at night under the lights.
Yeah,
you remember that? Okay, same thing. Good. This looked like the Cleveland Browns were asked to go play the JV team at 3 o'clock in the daylight, and nobody there because people just getting out of school.
I hate you, bro.
Remember that? All right. So they finished that game, and they win by 2. Yeah. All right. Oh, a 2-point conversion going awry. All right. We beat the JV team. And then somebody's like, hey, don't get on the bus. Now it's time to play the varsity. Do you have confidence in that same team that barely got by JV that's going to have to now get by the varsity team? That will now have a starter by the name of Ben Roethlisberger, Marquise Pouncey, T.J. Watt, Cameron Hayward, etc. But you know what's funny about this? In that game that you barely got by, Cleveland, you gave up 4 sacks to the backups, to the ashes and remains that were left on this roster. Woo! Acho, I'm going to cut this short because I don't understand why I should even stay for that varsity game amidst all this violence that's going to happen in these stands to watch these boys get handled.
I like your take. It came with some facts. It came with some comedy. I respect that. I'm going to just come with some truth.
Oh, all right.
So,
yes, sir,
when you're going against an inferior opponent, you've always heard in coaching and in playing, it's not about them. You do what you do.
Do what you do.
When you were going against a third-string offensive tackle in practice or in a game, you're just trying to execute what you always do.
Preach.
You're not out here now trying to try a Dwight Freeney spin move. You're not all of a sudden trying to try something you don't do. You're just trying to execute exactly what you do.
Okay.
What the Browns did yesterday, they executed exactly what they always do. Yesterday's game against the Steelers was a microcosm of what the Browns have done all season long. The Browns, they ran the ball. The Browns, they stopped the run. The Browns, they won the turnover battle. About 3 months ago, I came on this very same show and said the Browns are legitimate for these exact same reasons. Now, I could be lying to you, so I made sure to bring up the tape to show it to you. Shall we? To win football, there are really 3 ways to do it. Coaches always say, you got to stop the run. You got to be able to run the ball, and you have to win the turnover battle. It's very simple, Marcellus.
What do you mean very simple? That was not simple. What was going on?
I had to tighten things up. New year.
New money.
As I look at it yesterday, Browns, 192 rushing yards to the Steelers, 85. Browns, turnovers, none. Steelers, 1. Now, again, if you want to say that the Browns are going to be very quickly eliminated, then you just have to say, what company are they keeping? You are the company that you keep. In life, and in football.
Damn.
So let's look at the teams in the top 10 that can run the ball. They can stop the run, and then win a turnover battle.
My squad.
Saints, your squad, the Ravens, and the Browns. One of 3 teams, top 10, running, stopping the run, turnover battle. So the Browns looked exactly like a playoff team on Sunday because they looked exactly like who they are. Let's bring in Fox NFL analyst Greg Jennings for another opinion. So, G, did Baker's Browns look like a playoff team Sunday?
No, not to me. And for the reasons that Marcellus is talking about, when you are trying to find out who you are moving into the postseason and reestablish, quite frankly, who you are, and you alluded to this, Acho, running the football, getting their play-action game going, and making sure that Baker is kind of a complement to what you do, which is running the football and then stopping the run on the defensive side. That's all great. But it matters who you're playing. Let me tell you why. I remember in 2009, I believe it was, we had an opportunity to play the Arizona Cardinals week 17. We go to Arizona, we beat that team. We kind of beat up on them pretty good. We then had to go there the following week in the first round of the playoffs, and it was a shootout. They end up beating us. Why? Because they didn't really play their players all the way throughout that game. It didn't mean as much to them, but we were trying to really rev our engines. We were trying to make sure everything was working the way that we were hopeful of the following week. Now, with Baker Mayfield and this team,
I'm sorry.
yes, they reestablished their – I'm just going to roll right through it.
Big money.
Baker Mayfield, they established their run. This is their identity. However, you look at who your opponents were. The Pittsburgh Steelers are looking back at this film like, look, we stopped the run. We win against this team because Baker can't beat us. They're going to force Baker Mayfield to be the focal point of that offense, not Nick Chubb, not Kareem Hunt, not that offensive line in their rushing attack.
Hey, G, you might want to answer that door because I think it was Amazon delivering a take as bad as yours just was, G. That's bad.
Come back. Hey, get some of that. Get some
Look,
ribs.
G, I just got to say this.
Get some.
In the event that what you and Marcellus are talking about, in the event that the Browns game yesterday was an outlier, I'd rock with y'all. If Baker was 45 for 60, 4 passing touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and they won, I'd be like, you know what? That was an imposter. That game don't mean nothing to me. The Browns didn't look like a playoff team on Sunday. But where I'm out on you and Marcellus's point, G, is very simple. What the Browns did yesterday, they've done all season long. Like, you can't become top 10 in all those categories based off one football game. Literally, it's January 7th. October 7th, what is that, 90 days ago, 60 days ago, whatever the case may be, I was already talking about what the Browns have been doing. So the Browns have been doing this from week 6 to week 16. The Browns have been top 10. So I don't understand how y'all can say that the Browns, even though they beat an inferior Pittsburgh Steelers team, it wasn't the same Steelers team that we gonna see, but the Browns still played Browns football. Browns football has led them to being 11-5. Not just yesterday's win. Browns football has led them to several wins over the course of the season. That's where I disagree with you and Big Dog Sell.
Oh, well, I just got to get back to that doorbell, that rich-ass doorbell he got. That doorbell paying taxes over there. That is a doorbell for success. All right, let me get to this. After all the hype, Acho going back in the rewind time machine, showing him with the kid and play and the Gumby going on and talking about how the Browns used to be and how the Browns are playing right now. You know what's funny? After all of that hype, when the smoke clears, you know what they are? Third in their division with the worst quarterback in that division. After all of that, and they find themselves right here. And where is here? Facing the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ooh, you sure you want to face the Pittsburgh Steelers going forward? Because what you saw yesterday was not going to be any indicator of what you're going to see going forward. Remember, this is the same team that drug y'all 38-6 when fully loaded. And the Browns right now are not playing their best football. Be real about this, Acho. 2-2 in their last 4 games, including losses to the Ravens and the Jets. And then you get this 2-point win over the JV squad, and you're supposed to be full of confidence. I don't know if y'all saw them pan to Kevin Stefanski as soon as they knew that they had won the game and clinched a playoff berth yesterday. But I don't know. I can't see underneath the mask, but it didn't look like a happy facial expression. It looked like one of sorrow, one of despair, one of I know what's coming going forward. So good luck to a team that's now going to see a real team out there next week. But if you're going to bet like I'm betting, bet with the Steelers, not with the Browns. Coming up, Aaron Rodgers was doing MVP